With Walter's World, and I want to say welcome to a Whiskey Wednesday. I have filled a rather large glass with a rather significant amount of whiskey and some other ginger ale to give myself a little bit of a caffeine-free drink tonight to chat and talk. And it's nice to see so many people already on here and to talk about travel and what's going on. And tonight what I want to do is I want to go over some really decent places to go for fall travel, but also we're leaving the summer season and we're moving into shoulder season. So I'm going to talk about some of the advantages of traveling during shoulder season. It's not just, lower prices. So something to think about when we're there. But I want to say hi to everybody that's been hopped on so far. Oh, people have been commenting for a while. Giselle and Peter have been on here. Welcome, welcome. PM, good to see you. Esther, always a pleasure. Toby, good to see you commenting again and again. I appreciate you watching all the videos. You've been binging us the last few months. Lots of stuff. Hey, Leo, good to see you. Let's see. Nick, always good to hear from you, buddy. Good. Thanks for writing on Patreon and all those things. Wendy, good to see you. Costa Rica Travel. Thomas, good to see you. Let's see. Travel with Eric B, my friend. Good watching all your Iceland videos. Shopping in a store in Iceland to save yourself a few $1,000s when you travel, probably. Good stuff there. Travel with Nick P. Hey. Going to have your crazy train ride coming up, my friend. Hitting tax 26. It's been a while. Chris Frankie, a pleasure. Mom, nice to see you. Roatan, that is on our agenda for a future travel. John Anderson, good to see you on there. Mark Finley. They just had a nice video out from New York. Their series is going on. Check out Escape the Empty Nest. You can see their stuff there. They had a nice little video with Here Be Bar, John Barr. Nice guy as well. Check out his channel. Check out Eric B. Check out Nick P. I mean, there's lots of really great channels on here, so I can't say anything bad because there's all kinds of nice people. Aimee Lopez, good to see you. All right, so I got the hellos out of the way. I'm sure the people that are watching like, okay, get to some of the questions. Oh, I see. Tom sees our guidebook. Yes, see, you got Lonely Planet there. You've got some National Geographic there. You've got National Geographic here. You got more Lonely Planet there. We have our certain ones like National Geographic I like and Jocelyn really loves, but it really gives you a good overview of the country before you go. Because people always ask, how do you know so much about the culture of places? I'm like, well, I read a lot about the culture. National Geographic books actually do a good job of giving you kind of a nice background of the culture that's there. And then like Lonely Planet, I love for the maps, but also I love that they always have a history of the country, history of the region, sometimes history of the city, because knowing the history of the city will give you a different vibe. It's like when you go to Lüneburg in Germany, you're like, why are these roads all wonky? Oh, because the salt mines were below and all the mines that mess with the topography. You're like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like, yeah, that is kind of cool. So a very nice thing out there. So escape, no problem, Mark. Let's see. All right, let's look at some questions. I'll go till about the 7-8 minute mark, 10-minute mark, and then I'm going to start talking about some of the fall travel destinations, some things to think about. Jocelyn is doing a tour of Caleb's school right now, so I took Caleb to boxing, so I didn't go to the tour. So I'm back, and I beat her back, so she'll be here eventually. Better in UAE, looking to go there. I don't think it's going to be this January, but January of 2023. That's on my list of places to go. So feel free to send us some tips and some ideas. So that'll be nice. Anyway, I'm going to go back up here because some people here bright and early that had questions to ask about traveling and all kinds of other stuff. So one, Peter Ramirez, hopefully you're still on. You were on like an hour before we started. So I'm planning to travel to Amsterdam, Brussels, and Cologne in the winter. Where should I fly into from the U.S.? Of the three cities, which one has more to offer? Amsterdam is going to give you the most stuff to do, the most day trips to do, and also the most cheapest flights to get there. Because Amsterdam is a hub for KLM, which means it's a hub for Delta. So that'll be your best bet there. I fly to Amsterdam all the time. It's a super easy airport. The train station is in the airport, so it's like 20 minutes into town. It is super simple to do. I would do Amsterdam as your bigger of the cities to visit. Brussels, people that watch our videos know I'm not the biggest fan of Brussels. You can see most of what you want to see in a day there. You might be better off going to like Bruges or Ghent instead, and also they're easy to get to from Amsterdam. Also Cologne. Cologne, when you're in Cologne, you have the cathedral, and what you have to realize is Cologne got wiped out during the war, except for the cathedral. You can still go up there, but there's the Romans were there. The cologne, like you smell good. Your cologne is nice. That's from there, and so that's been inhabited for thousands of years. And so there's a really good like Roman, I think it's called the Romanische Museum or something, like Roman Museum there. It's really good to do. But if you're in Cologne, go over to Bonn, which was the temporary capital of Germany. Well, the capital of West Germany, at least. And they still have some really great museums in Bonn to check out. So that would be my tip for you, my friend. Let's see, Giselle. Good to see Giselle on here. She writes to us quite often. So, hey, Mark and Jocelyn, what would you say is the best thing about fall travel? For me, it's the crisp, cool air and autumn colors and leaves. It's my favorite season. I know for me, we'll do like in the fall, we would take, like Sunday drives out into the country. And where we live now, it's all cornfields. There's not a lot of trees to see, but where we lived before, we would drive through and you have the river roads and stuff. And you're like, wow, it's like I'm driving in a commercial. And if you get a place that has really nice drives with the leaf peeping in the north, not the northeast, that's gorgeous. But going up to Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, where you have a lot of the trees changing, that's always beautiful. But there's places near you that probably have it as well. For me, the best part of fall travel is prices and less heat, because I like traveling a little bit cheaper and I like traveling without sweating everywhere. So that's my favorite things on there. So PM, finally, I'm not Mr. Live Chat with Mark and Jocelyn, and you were 30 minutes early, so you're like, where are they? So, hey. Toby asks, hey guys, what are the best tips for fall travel during the pandemic? So, let me take a tipple. So the Delta variants or whichever variants are going through wherever you live will affect your travel in terms of, you might see that, for example, if you're going to be doing San Francisco, Los Angeles, you might realize that the overnight bus you could take between LA and San Francisco isn't going right now. So you're like, oh, so some things have been canceled. Some things you have, restricted amount of people can get on there. So even just like in the summer, you're going to have to call ahead to see if you need to reserve spots. You need to make sure that you have your locations already set up, your reservations for your restaurants. Also, you may check the opening hours 2 months ago, and it might have said one thing. Check again. And even if you check their Facebook page, like call them up, like, hey, when are you open? Is there anything I need to know? Because I think that's where a lot of people are getting in trouble, is because they checked it, but things change so quick. You might not realize that, oh, I've got to do something. Okay. So going to the movies. Hold on. Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't know where it went. It popped up in my thing. There we go. Going to movies. Love the Nashville video. As a local and vegan, I recommend Southern V for hot chicken, but as memory serves, Bolton's and Pepper Fry are the best. Very nice. And here's the thing. For as much as people talk about Nashville hot chicken, don't get me wrong, I love it, but you could actually have some really great vegan alternatives to Nashville hot chicken. My personal favorite, if you ever get a chance to have it's like cauliflower chicken wings. They actually cook cauliflower, like the buffalo sauce, all the stuff, fry them up. It really tastes like you're eating buffalo chicken wings, but it's cauliflower. So that's a really good thing. And I'm going to guess there's a few places in Nashville that do have it. And I think what's funny is the hot chicken has taken over Nashville so much, and it's the whole food mentality. People don't realize that Nashville is a really big foodie town. There are tons of great restaurants to go to when you're there. So going to the movies. Thank you very much for the love for the Nashville video. It was a fun one to do. We're actually we may be down there in November with our friends, the Gallivanting Gals. So that would be kind of fun. Let's see. Bubba, good to see you. All right, Wendy has a thing. Oops, sorry. Wendy's asking, how can you consolidate your miles with Turkish Air, United, and Lufthansa? They're all under the Star Alliance. They're going to be done in just one card. What you will have to do is just always book when you book with Turkish Airlines, make sure you like. For example, I have United numbers. I do not have a Lufthansa number. I live in Germany. I never got the Lufthansa number. I just had the United number. And what I do is I book either through United, or if I book through Lufthansa, they'll give you the option to put your United number in. Turkish Airlines will give you the option to put your United number in. That's how you're going to get your points that way, because you don't want to have the 3 different programs, because some programs, they don't let you cross over and merge them. So you could be out of luck with that. So just whatever, if you're in the U.S., Wendy, I would just use your United number and have that on all your future ones. I would contact them directly to ask if there's something they can do. So let's see. I know Thomas says you can't consolidate points, just earn on both. What you can't actually earn on both. For a lot of airlines, you only can earn on one airline. So something to kind of think about, because they'll track it, say, oh, this person has already got those miles. So
ginger ale somewhere.
Yes, there's cans in the fridge on the bottom shelf. The lovely and talented Jocelyn is making her beautiful appearance here. Bottom of the left shelf. Okay, bottom. There's a door. Bottom left. There you go. It says ginger ale on it. Anyway, yeah. So row 10 is actually on a future trip for us. It's not right now. Right now we got a bunch of USA stuff and then a couple of Europe things coming up, but I know starting in later in next year, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in Caribbean, back into Central America, and things like that. I would put the chair over here because I can't get because the stuff's in the way. Okay. And then we stay on our usual sides.
Yes,
so you'll never guess who's here today. The lovely and talented, amazing Jocelyn. Oh,
I need my drink.
You'll get your drink, woman. We have a full table here, and it's a little crazy.
I've been hanging pictures all day. That's why I look so pretty.
No, you look so pretty because you are pretty.
And I just got back from open house at Caleb's school. So we went around to each of his classrooms and followed, all the stuff. Oh, I need this cocktail right now.
Yeah,
half a day.
We still have to hang the masks and all kinds of stuff. This was when I got in Xi'an, and I was so done with negotiating. They're like, it was waiting for price. I'm like, I don't care, I'll take it.
I was so mad at him.
Yeah, but I'm like, the price is fine. I'm like, I don't know. They weren't. You were done that day too. Don't be acting all.
No, because I like to bargain.
Yes, but that night the kids were done. I wanted a mask, and I wanted that mask, and I'm like, I don't care.
That mask too. It's beautiful.
So, yeah. So we're trying to adjust. So we got different chairs right now. So we're trying to figure out our our seating arrangements. So apologies for those that are on there. Sorry, I missed a couple things. Don't worry. Oops. Stuart Ross, good to see you. I thought you should be in bed.
Yeah, it's late there.
Adventure of Matt and Nat. I've actually watched a couple of your videos lately. Hope you're doing well. What do you recommend in New Hampshire, Maine, or Vermont this fall? Acadia National Park in Maine is fantastic. Bar Harbor, because I know you're making your videos. You want to do one on Bar Harbor
in Camden.
For the videos where people go. Bar Harbor in Portland and Acadia are the 3 big places people visit. But Camden is my favorite small town there that I go to. I went there for years. That's one thing I like. But that would be a thing there. Vermont, if you're going to Burlington, and
get outside Burlington a little bit too.
And you're going to drink. And the beer in Vermont's famous for being fantastic. So some things to think about. David just started 31st year as a teacher. Congratulations. Thank you for your years of sacrifice and service to making the world a better place by educating the young minds of the world. Can't wait to retire so I can travel during autumn. Oh my God, you've had 31 years of only having expensive summer trips. Yes. Fall travel. I was supposed to start fall travel, but now I'm sorry. Fall travel can be so much cheaper. You're right, David. Your retirement money your retirement travel funds will go a lot farther traveling in the fall.
Mom's name go by.
Yes. I've been on here for a while, so you can say hi to people. But I've been trying to keep up with people and all kinds of stuff. Kay Wagner, thank you very much for the super chat. Nashville, love for you guys. Thank you. I'll tell you, Nashville is the town where I ran into more people that knew our videos than any other town. It was everywhere I went. We were seeing people. It was it was awesome. Having beers with people and talking, and it was really, really fun. Nashville, love for you guys, family with young kids. Heading to Normandy, Loire Valley this fall. Any kid advice?
So when we went and we did those two together, also we flew into Paris and we took a train to, I forgot which town, but I picked up a rental outside of Paris because I don't want to drive in Paris. Picked up a rental and we went to Normandy. We stayed at a gîte. Do we remember the name of the gîte?
I wish I did, but I don't.
Ferme de Sauvage. Ferme.
You got a pen right now?
SAVIGNY.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Anyway, stayed there. It was amazing. It is tough with kids. I remember, how old was Liam? He was young. And he looked at me. We went to the museum in...
that one was in Bayonne.
Yeah, in Bayonne. And he cried his eyes out. And it was very moving. If you don't shed a tear, there's something wrong with you. He turned to me and he said, Mama, will you pray for those boys with me? And I was like, God, yes, I will, you know. And it is a lot with kids, but they need to know it. They need to understand all of it. They need to understand the heroism and world events and all of it.
And I will say but
you can do it with them. You may need at some points, like when you visit the cemetery and stuff, there might be some things where if you have young kids, you might want to like skim them really fast and kind of just give them a synopsis.
And they're pretty good. And the thing is, those museums are pretty good at letting you know, like, this might not be appropriate for smaller children.
Yeah.
But I mean, our kids were little. They did fine. It was important. We've always felt they need to know history, so we've taken the concentration camps and Rwanda. We've been to the genocide memorials.
And then Loire Valley, you have to go. What was the name of the
Chenonceau?
Oh, Chenonceau is the one that was always owned by women.
Yes, and they have.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I was going to say because they have.
One.
Yeah, I'll get the close you say. So the one I was talking about, they actually have a beautiful garden. There's like
a maze.
Mazes in there. Our kids love that. They were little at the time. Clos du Sey, which is inside of inside what the town.
Anyway,
I have a video. I have a video on it,
but that's where Da Vinci died, and they have replicas of all of his machines, and they are fun. They're interactive. You get to like fire them, and like the guns, and you get to make the helicopter go, and like it's just. Those are two really great places, but very different places. We started consciously. We made a conscious effort to start in Normandy with the sad stuff. And then, the day drive to Loire and then doing like more upbeat things so that when they left, they weren't leaving on this really sour down, heavy note. That was just our choice, but you've got this happy, fun stuff for kids. And then you've got the really, heavy stuff. So there you go. There's my,
and the people in Normandy are super welcoming to English speaking tourists.
Yep.
So it was really nice. Good to see you. Congrats on your 12th wedding anniversary. Thank you very much. What was your first epic trip together? Most memorable? First epic trip together. She came to Lisbon to visit me, and then we went to Paris after it was my birthday, and we had a very good night with my friends and all kinds of stuff. And she's like, I don't know if I can make it to the airport. I'm like, we're going. We drank. We had such a good time the day before my birthday. She did not tell me happy birthday on my birthday, and no, I will not let her live that down. But I still love her.
I'm the best wife ever.
Most memorable trip is every single one we get to. Oh, Francis, new member. Francis, you've been so tight with us for years. I thought you already were.
She's in our superheroes group.
I know, because she's awesome. Oh, being Patreon.
Patreon member. Gotcha. Well, hey, welcome again, duly.
So thank you, Francis, for joining the team.
Hey, Lori.
Ian here. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this super chat, and then we're gonna talk a little about fall travel, some destinations, and some stuff with shoulder season to look out. So we'll take about 5-10 minutes to talk about that. Then we're going to come back to the questions. But we're going to do this question here. Ian says, hey, Walter's family. Hello. I'm going to Boston next week for the first time. When I travel solo, I like to just wander and see what I get up to. That said, any recommendation for bars, pubs in the city? So when you go, like Boston, if you're coming on the train, you're coming with her. Boston's really an easy city to go and enjoy by yourself. So you're already set up there. Okay. So, and the people are gregarious. They're going to talk. They're going to talk to you a lot. So you're not going to have a problem meeting people and talking to people when you are there. You might have a tough time getting people to shut up so you can go and see some of the sites. In terms of actual bar recommendations, pub recommendations, honestly, I usually say just wander around where you're staying to see what's there because there are
Bostonian accents.
Yeah, and the Boston, then there's a lot of local pubs there too, so you don't have to worry about anything. And I know people joke about the Cheers pub that's there, like don't go to the one in Quincy Market. I've said that before, but you want to grab beer there and say have someone go Norm, do it, and then go find some other place to go. I found like if you go like more northern part of this the historic part, that's where you have like my bakery and stuff. You have all kinds of stuff there. You have a lot of food options. There's what's the hill? Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill has a lot of places to go to as well. So those would be some recommendations I have for you. But you have a really good time. It's actually a good city to go solo.
I also took a cool cooking class there at Milk Street. If you're into that at all. Mad Healer of Windhurst.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the super chat and thank you for the congratulations. 12 years. Happy.
Of marital bliss.
Except for Winnie won't shut up, y'all.
Well, just because I mentioned the didn't remember my birthday. And that was a fall trip. Oddly enough, let's transition to talking about fall travel. Okay. So
Rocio, I want to answer your question when he shuts up.
But we just said we're going to cover this for 10 minutes.
That's why I just want.
Rosie, she's not gonna remember what your question was.
I am.
Just
it was
so
female solo travel, and I just want her to know that I'm coming to that. So
I will leave it on there, highlighted.
Highlighted.
Okay, so fall travel. So for those of you that either don't have kids, or your kids are old enough to be by themselves, or they've moved out, or you have grandparents,
Kathy
and Bill, that could come and watch your kids. Honestly, you can save so much money going in shoulder season. And when I say shoulder season, we're actually not there yet. It's usually about the 15th of September. You'll see prices really dropping down, and that'll go, and they'll keep dropping until Thanksgiving week. They'll go way up, and then like the first 2 weeks of December, they're really down. But that's actually low season because then you're usually having bad weather. But shoulder season is this like
for some places,
not for Florida. Some places. Florida is always busy, so it depends. But for a lot of places, when you're looking at shoulder season, you're looking maybe the 4 to 6 weeks before summer season starts, and the 4 to 6 weeks after summer is over. So in some countries, like in the US, that's basically May and April, and September to early October. But if you're in places like Portugal, where people in Portugal, like they won't even look at the beach until like it's June. Like they're like, how could you get in the beach on May 31st? I'm like, it's 85 degrees. They're like, no, you can't go in until the 1st of June. You might have a bigger window. For example, like Portugal, shoulder season when it has good weather starts in March. If you're going to Lisbon or the Algarve.
Go to the Algarve in March. And I mean, it might be not like bikini weather, but you can certainly wander on the beach and be comfortable.
But if you're from Illinois, it'll be bikini weather.
Bikini weather.
Because, I mean,
not me being when I was from Savannah.
But I know, like, when I lived in Lisbon, my Swedish exchange students would come, and they'd already be they would be laying out like at the university getting sun in January when it was like 60. They're like, this is so hot. Now the Portuguese were all like in winter coats and hoodies. I mean, I lived there.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Another thing I think is going back to like the grandparents talking, finding people that you're comfortable keeping your kids with and how long you can keep it with them. I know for us, like, going away, we've done a couple trips by ourselves, just the two of us. Yeah, we went to Chicago for a night once.
3 times. No.
Then we were going to go to Savannah that one time by ourselves, but then the hurricane came, so we got one night in Bloomington, Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Which actually turned out okay because we found the Roman Mansion and we stay there every year now.
Oh, y'all! If you go to Bloomington, Illinois,
the
Roman Mansion is the place to be.
Yes. And then we went Turks and Caicos for like 4 nights or 5 nights. But we usually go with the kids or we go by ourselves. But
we went to New Mexico together.
Oh, that's true. I was there for a conference.
It's always when Mark has a conference and I sneak on. I'm like, I'm coming too. Yeah.
So, but the thing is you got to make sure you have an understanding. Like, for example, my parents, they knew the drive to the school, they knew the pickup times, and it's you feeling comfortable with that. Because I know not everyone feels super comfortable with their in-laws staying with their kids, whether it's spoiling them the food, do they get the medicine, do they get them to school on time, I mean, how many of you?
I don't care. They're going to be alive when I get back, and they're going to be loved on. That's all that matters.
All I think about is like the Ferris Bueller, like lick your palms. Oh, I don't feel good, Grandma. Oh, my poor baby, let me make you cookies and bread for you. My grandma was awesome. She hooked me up with everything. She was the best.
My mother would never fall for that.
Well, that's why we don't ask your mom to do it.
Your mom might fall for that.
My dad would be like, shut up, go to school.
That's the one right there.
But
my dad would just be like, oh, can I make you something?
Yeah.
He'd be the worst.
Yeah. One thing I would say is if you're going to have people come watch your kids, always have the list of every single person, like any person they might need to talk to, have that, walk through there. Also program in their GPS, their school, the doctor's office,
highlight them in your car.
Emergency thing, like just so you have it, because some people get really worried about it. So that would be another thing. Another thing I think was important with fall travel is realize that fall travel, some places are no-goes. Like we do not recommend going to the parts of the Caribbean in the fall because of hurricane season. You know, the horrible stuff that happened in New Orleans with Ida, and even New York has had the flooding that was there. But that's not a usual thing. But when you're looking at traditional destinations,
you have to look at weather in those places, particularly that. And Stuart Ross mentioned earlier that like the Greek islands close up in September. I'm going to say yes, the Greek islands close up in September. However, September is my favorite month to go visit Greece because one, there are very few tourists, I am lucky that I'm very blessed to have locals in different places. But if you rent like an Airbnb, like our friends Bea and Rico have Microcosmos Creta, and they are the kinds of people, like when you rent from them, they're like, here's all the places here on Crete that you can go and see that are still open, and they get you into those places. So yes, there are going to be a lot less tourists. A lot of things will be closed, but you might just really have your run of all sorts of other things too.
And then there's areas that really peak up when it comes to the fall times. Like you're looking at going to leaf peeping in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, the Finger Lakes in New York, where a lot of people are going just to enjoy the leaves changing. And the places like that, they're famous for, like going to the Berkshires in Western Massachusetts is gorgeous in the fall. Oh my God, it's gorgeous all the time around. But you got these little villages and you got the thing.
It's like there in the fall, but book early.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing that fall shoulder season travel in like leaf peeping areas, you really need to book those things early. My girlfriend Lori and I we've gone a couple times. My mom and I have gone before. Those things need to be booked at least, I'm going to say like 3 months to really get your pick earlier, but you can book it 3 and even 2 months out. But you may not get exactly your pick at those, because people are there for, the weather.
Now, if you're looking to go to big city travel, New York's, Paris's, Berlin's, Tokyo's for the fall, those are fine because you have very little school like families. But also the school trips don't start yet. Like going to DC in April is hell. Because you have all the 8th grade trips are coming through. Whereas in the fall, do not let him out in the back.
I'm not. He was just talking. I think he's trying to find a toy, but I'm not going to go digging under the sofa for it.
Okay. But the cities actually, you get a chance with, it's still decent weather. And all museums are usually open in the big cities anyways, because they have normal tourists. They're not dependent on the weather. But all of a sudden, you get a chance to meet the locals a lot easier and talk to them and have a chance to really have a more integrated experience in travel versus just being next tourist through. You get to have that. So you have those to look at.
He just wants you, Daddy.
I know. He's took Jocelyn's leg off. Brigadier's like, I want you. Like, dude. Yeah. So
okay. So we've done our 5 minutes on this. We need to acknowledge these things, and I want to talk to Rocio too.
Well, you'd say Rocio's name.
So Rocio Gold says, Jocelyn, tips for women solo travelers. I want to do it for the first time, and I lost it now. What was the end of that?
Well, you were the one that said, I'm fine, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, pretty scared. Okay. Don't be scared. So I have a video on, safety travel for women.
Female solo travel safety tips. It's on her channel and mine if you look in the female travel section.
Okay, so go to that. But also, I think a lot of it is plan so that you're very comfortable. Wander, but don't wander too far off the beaten path, especially your first time. Like, I mean, I'm more likely to do it now because I've done it so much. But if it's your first time, try to stick to the known places. And in Greek, we say tomatia tessera, your eyes for in front and in back. Always, have your head on the swivel. Don't be paranoid, but be aware of what's going on around you. That is probably the biggest thing ever. And trust your gut. Girl, trust your gut. If you are uncomfortable and just listen, because even if you're wrong, who cares? You're safe. So also tell people where you're going. Like, that's a big thing.
Even your hotel.
Just say, hey,
because your hotel will let you know.
They're the first.
Don't go there.
They're sort of your first line, right? Ask them if you should go to this place as a woman, because sometimes in some places, people.
Hey, sorry,
Are you still there? It looks like it's still going.
Yeah,
Mark says, "Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I kept all my 4-letter words inside."
Yeah, no, the screen started going like this way, then it went bye-bye.
I thought y'all were gone.
So lost it. Hopefully y'all stayed. We lost a few people, but hope there's more people here. You need help with that, Liam? I mean, you didn't do your homework?
No, it did. It cut out for all of you. Okay, we're here. Everything's okay.
Okay, just came back. Good. So, Kay Wagner, I just want to say thank you very much for becoming a member. I saw that
Welcome to the club.
That you came in there. So thank you very much for joining the team. We love it.
Enjoy it.
If you look on there, you'll see a members thing. We're going to have a members only chat this weekend, and I'll have an announcement, and you can go on there. But also, if you're seeing one of the members, I know that. Thank you, because I don't always do that. So if you go in there, you look for a members only comment, there'll actually be a link to the Facebook group for the superheroes. So y'all just go in there, request. It'll be like, we ask a couple questions, but go in and request. And we'll get you on the superheroes so you can get all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
so there's that.
It's a great group of people.
Yeah, a lot of people sharing their travels and
stuff.
It. So, Greg Hillsop, thank you very much for the super chat. Hi, guys. Are there locations that will offer exceptional discounts or incentives to encourage tourism during the pandemic? Not right now. There were before. Yeah. There were some really big deals this summer, really good deals. You're not seeing much in the fall because people already have kind of planned the
I have this feeling that as the Delta variant spike starts to go down, we may see some of those coming back up, particularly in places like, the Caribbean, places that really rely heavily on tourism for their GDP. That's going to be like that'll be a thing coming up. But as we see those numbers go down, please God, let that happen. Then we'll see the other tourist stuff come up. So keep your eyes open.
So Francis wants everyone to know we're looking at travel, 4 degrees, flip-flops. There's always that person who wears shorts for those things. So Thomas Rises, I would tag on trips with my mother or sister at conferences.
I'm glad you did too.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So Petra was actually in Greece. So she went to Corfu in early August. My mom's sister and I went to Corfu in August. We loved it. Of course, it's awesome. Everyone's super friendly. Locals say that September is a good month to visit, so you may consider Corfu for all travels. Corfu. Yeah, and the thing is,
I've not been to Corfu.
Going back.
Ooh, the Jarrells in Corfu.
Oh God, you pick out the greatest shows.
It was a freaking awesome show.
Have you done all your homework?
Your mom enjoyed it.
Do I need to sign it? Liam, did you do all the homework?
Yes, I did all the math.
Do you have other homework?
Yeah.
Then do your other homework too. We'll check it.
We'll sign the math.
When you tell them there's no video games before they do their homework and they say, oh, I'm fine. I'm like, all right. I assume that means you do your homework. And then they're like, oh, you need to sign this stuff for my homework. I'm like, oh, did you do it? Well, no. I'm like, well, then you need to do it. Sorry. So Jay Williams says the Caribbean is best in the spring. I agree. Actually, it's probably even better when it's like minus 50 at your hometown.
Kay Wagner, this is a good and our new member already contributing great stuff. Central Florida in late fall and winter and early spring is great, except the week around Christmas and New Year's. Because then that is actually like one of their busiest. But yeah, if you can get there in like random weekends in October or during the week in October or early November, that's the time to go to Disney and all of those, the Sea World and all of that stuff, because nobody's kids are out, and it makes it just so much easier.
And if you really want to get dirt cheap tickets to Europe and you don't care about the weather because you're just doing museums, if you go after, I think, January 6th, the prices drop like a
drastically. Yeah.
So Bia is in the house.
Hey.
I was in Greece in May. The weather was perfect, much less tourists. Overall, amazing experience.
May is a really good month in Greece because Europeans, again, are not traveling yet. So that's the time to go. Tea travels, leaf peeping. Traffic is terrible in upstate New York. Dear Lord, don't get on 95. I-95, in my opinion, is sort of murderous from tip to top to bottom, whatever. I absolutely hate it, but you're right. Some people get up there and they just get absolutely crazy. And so I like to try and take those back roads.
Yeah, and take your patience anyway. Also, so we have a don'ts of the Berkshires that we weren't even going to film the Berkshires. We were just going there to visit. Loved it so much. I just had my phone. Like I had all the camera equipment packed away. It's like I have to make this video. And one of my don'ts is, of course, I want more. So one of the things I said is like, don't ever pass up a parking spot. Actually, that could be for. Okay, I don't need the entire bottle.
I was counting. I count.
1 Mississippi.
No.
2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. That's a lot of Mississippis of
Mark,
liquor.
it's not. I'm pouring lightly. Just because I'm holding it for a long time doesn't mean. No, basta! Basta!
Agora. What?
Gelo.
All right, Joe. Nice. We need ice. See? Who knows? Ronnie Dove. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Oh, Tom was on here. Tom's on a cast going a good night. So if any of you know Tom is the pinnacle of dad jokes all the time. The dude is like, he should just have his own Instagram channel with just dad jokes. So, and I want to say thank you for Matt Healer Windhurst. He's already in bed. He went to bed.
Oh,
I know we can say that. Almost forgot to hit the like button. So please, if you could hit the like button, we really appreciate it. It does make a difference. Henry's on here. What's up, Henry?
Nice
good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. So he says, how are we doing? Como estado? How has it been? We've been good. Hope all is well. Will all four of you be coming to California next month or two? What are your plans? It's just going to be me. Just me going down.
Unless someone wants to volunteer and watch the kids.
But we already have to pawn off the kids enough times to the grandparents already. So that's the problem is you get too many trips. The grandparents like, I don't think you're doing this because you want us to bond with the grandchildren. I think you're doing this for other reasons.
Yes, Mom, we just want time with each other.
We got time. The kids are in school now. We have all kinds of time.
It's really weird. Our kids take buses sometimes too.
The first time they ever took
never happened before.
The big yellow bus. Like Liam, like we took him the first day of school and he's like, nah, bro, school time. I want the bus. All right. So
yeah, but it's not always. It's just some days there's a school bus and sometimes they take it. Sometimes they miss it.
Yes.
Sometimes the bus, that one time there was a new lady and she decided that she was not going to stop at our bus stop.
And there was a time they took out one of the kids' mailboxes.
Yeah. So. You know what? Traveling with Nick T. Oh, Nick P. Okay. First, Thomas says you should go get to Alaska ASAP. So we've been trying. It just hasn't happened. Nick, this is really smart. So Minnesota is actually incredible for leaf peeping. If you're into that and you're in the Midwest and you don't want to go so far east, Minnesota's great, but probably not this year because they had a drought. So water has a lot to do with where things are going to be best for leaves. And there are actually websites out there. There are like some that are like by arborists and others by weather people and all this other stuff. But you can find apps that allow you to go to the right place. So like I might want to go to Camden, but maybe I should be in Burlington, Vermont instead. God bless you. And those things will tell you that. So Minnesota's probably not going to be amazing for that right now.
Yeah. Coast's World Music, thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you.
But I think you wanted to put your question in there too. Of course, you might have had a sticker or something. The StreamYard doesn't show us those things. But my wife and I are planning to visit Ushuaia and Patagonia in February 2022.
Cool.
That's a perfect time to go
Yep.
when you're down there because that's summer down there. Do bring extra sunblock because it's pretty intense down there. It is gorgeous.
Bless
Don't
you.
freak out with the turbulence when you're flying down there. That's to Ushuaia. When you go to Patagonia, you're okay. It's not like Bariloche and going through there, you'll be okay. But when you get down to Ushuaia, sometimes it can be a little bumpy, but it's normal. You just like sometimes just knowing it's going to be bumpy, you're like, oh, okay, I'll be okay.
I just want to tell you thank you for all your fun comments on my Simply Jocelyn stuff. I appreciate it.
Excuse me. Nice. Eric Snowman. How about traveling with children during this time? Well, we have been traveling the last 18 months with our kids all around the U.S. We've actually taken them, I think, 23 states. And we have only done the U.S.
What?
Yeah.
In the last 18 months, we've been to 23 states?
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit. Had no idea.
Yeah, I thought it was more. I thought it was less. Then I counted. I was like, oh, maybe it was more. But no, yeah, it was been almost half.
Dang. Okay.
So actually, I guess I could count, but then I'd have to use my fingers, and I can only go to 10. So
You have toes.
20.
I have 10 fingers and 10 toes. We're up to 40, baby.
There you go. But it's 40 more.
And one to count with, and then that makes you only
I know.
have. Okay.
What's up?
What sugar?
Did you do your other homework?
No.
Well, then get your other homework done. Then we'll help. So anyway,
It can be done. We are very careful with our kids. We do a lot of social distancing. There is a lot of hand washing and a lot of antibacterial stuff all over the place. As a matter of fact, I went to Bath and Body Works the other day, and I really like their spray antiseptic or antibiotic stuff rather than the gel because it's not sticky and yucky. Also, it doesn't smell like tequila. But anyway, I love that spray stuff, and they had a sale at the outlet thing near our house, and so I went and got a bunch of those. So we're careful about that. We wipe down, as much as we can, and we just wash our hands and don't touch our faces.
Yep. So Jason went first week in January to Disney World. No lines. It was awesome. Never go in the summer. Yeah. And the thing is that first week in January is after January 1st because the week between Christmas Day and January 1st, because a lot of schools are back in session January
like
2nd.
2nd or 3rd. So
Yeah, so people are already back home. And yeah, it's amazing the difference. Like, look at your prices for your flights. If you're going to fly at holidays like Thanksgiving, if you can come back on that Monday of Thanksgiving instead of the Sunday, you could literally pay half the price for your flights.
Eric B., I don't disagree with you.
Traveler there, B says Boston, in his opinion, is the worst travel in America.
I like Boston, the city. I hate the airport. I hate the rental cars.
Oh God! Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Logan.
Like,
Sucks.
I think it's Logan that really sucks.
Everything to do with
Right?
Logan. If you don't deal with Logan, like fly to Providence, Rhode Island,
Yeah,
then take the
absolutely.
train
and
in
get Portuguese food while you're in
South
Providence.
Station in Boston. You're fine.
Yeah,
I really like Boston, but God, you're right. Logan
it's
sucks.
Logan's, but I just
Yeah.
don't like it.
Anyway, but hey, if you are gonna be flying into Boston, if you're gonna get a rental car, get the super duper pass that you don't have to talk to anybody because there's literally no one there to help you, and the lines are forever. So you could waste 3 or 4 hours in line to get your car if it's even sort of busy.
Horrible.
So get the one where it's like, oh, I can just walk up, pay the extra money. You will thank yourself later, and you can just say, Mark, you're the bestest. And I'll be like, you're
We
welcome.
have been to Lake Como. Actually, Mark's been several times,
Yeah, I'm just
and it is cool. Anyway, just
Lake
get
Como,
there.
Lake Como is very nice. So Trofeus 1971, good to have you back. Hello, folks. Southeast Asia is fantastic in the fall. Wonderful weather all around. Yes, that's one thing. There's certain places that's like the perfect time to go is when we can't go because I'm teaching and the kids have got school.
It's
in
hard for
Southeast
us
Asia.
to make a trip that long at this time of the year because of, it's literally like an actual day to get there. I mean, an actual day to get back, and to make that worth our while is hard at this time of the year, right?
So Chris Frankie has a very talented stepdad who could count pouring and have a conversation with multiple people. So I would just pour and keep talking.
I just did that. He doesn't know it, but I did a 6 count on each of our drinks.
6 count. Nice. I guess I'll be sleeping well tonight. Should I sleep in the guest room? Because I feel
it wasn't a heavy pour. It wasn't gushing for 6.
I only think there's heavy pours.
He doesn't understand.
I was never a bartender. I don't know these things.
Exactly.
I've only been a drinker.
Stuff it
in my pie hole. Only had some pie.
No, that's cram it. Stuff it is STFU. Y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, Mashe, how are you?
What's up, girl?
Any recommendations on how to get around Athens without booking an excursion from the cruise trip?
Okay, so Athens, you can get around on your own. You can see this because basically
it's a very walkable place.
You have the Acropolis, the Parthenon on top that you can go visit, and then there's the new Acropolis Museum, which is literally at the bottom of the hill on the back side of the Plaka district. That's all you really need to see. I mean, there's also a National Museum that's worth seeing, but like it's all right there.
Out.
That's
it's
not too bad.
You have to take,
but like if you could just get a taxi to drop you off at I would do the New Acropolis Museum, see that, then go up, and then after you do the up, come down, get your food, and head back on a taxi. That would be your best.
Plaka district, Mashe. It's absolutely
eat outdoors if you're there. That's one of those places it's worth the pay to eat at. Well, they're all outdoors, but that's one of the places like when we always say, well, if you eat in the main tourist area, you're going to overpay. But that's when you got to do
learn parakalo, please, and efkaristo.
Thank you.
And just tikanis is how are you? Like just small imekala means I'm good. Just those small little things are going to be huge things for the Greeks. And
what's up, B? Good to see you.
Those heavy pours in Savannah. Yeah, those days at the shrimp factory and the rail pub and whatever other place I was drinking.
Your man. Time for a kiss.
I don't actually. Ooh,
did I get a
Reggie!
kiss? Wow, I get no love. No love. You saw
How are you?
I get negative love here. Oh, don't.
OG, thank you.
So, OG, thank you for the super chat. We don't talk politics just because around that, I always feel that people have to make their own choices with travel. And if it's important for them not to do something, then that is their decision.
We all make our own
autonomous
decisions, whichever they may be.
Yes.
So whether or not it's made I don't know if things have made a dent on tourism. I'm sure, some people do go because, and other people don't go because of things.
Yeah. So, yes, we have gotten our vaccines.
Yes.
So, let's see. Oh, Travel Adventure with Eric B. MJ, can you give me something to see in North Dakota? Man, that's tougher. I'm going to hide behind your question.
Eric, will you let me write it tomorrow. I'll write you directly. Like maybe I'll post something in the superheroes group tomorrow. Because I have some ideas, but I need to double check what I'm thinking in my head and make sure I'm not giving you bad info because it's been a minute, but I got some ideas.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll be honest, if people looking at destinations, Western South Dakota has a lot more tourist stuff to do. A lot of people visit there. And
then the divider between east and west, on the river. What is that town? It's really cool. I liked it. It was small, but I enjoyed it.
I know. I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. Travel Nick P. What's up, my friend? What should I expect weather-wise in Georgia, Florida, November? It's going to be epic, meeting Darian at the Atlanta Amtrak station. So think early fall Minnesota weather.
No, don't think early fall.
Think
late summer.
Late summer Minnesota weather. I haven't been in Minnesota in late summer, so I can say.
November and December are some of my favorite months in Savannah, which is a little bit, different because it's coastal, but you'll be very warm. I remember going to the beach on Thanksgiving in both Savannah and down like where my family is just south of Tampa. You'll be perfectly fine in shorts and t-shirts. And
as Minnesota, you'll still be hot.
Do take a pair of jeans, on this trip of yours, but you'll be good.
It gets cold on the train,
But as a Minnesotan,
you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Let's see. Oh, Francis, JFK wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Flew into it and out in 19 and got to go to check out the TWA Hotel, 56
Oh,
subs.
cool.
Yeah. That is one thing, like, that would be the only reason I would want to fly to JFK.
Huge architectural nerd right here.
Big, not JFK fan. So, the Online Voyage, I haven't seen you before, but you have a cool name. I want to check out your channel. Since Halloween's coming up, have you ever visited anywhere that's considered haunted during your travels? Well, if the Travel Channel is watching, yes, we have visited haunted locations. We could have a travel show talking about haunted locations. So Savannah, Georgia is one of the most haunted cities in America. We've done a ton there.
Can I just say this? I worked as a manager at the Pirate's House. And if any of y'all are going to Savannah, the Pirate's House has the best damn chicken. But anyway.
It's a pecan honey or something.
Pecan honey glazed chicken. So anyway, fried chicken with pecan honey glaze. Anywho, there are these tunnels from the building out to the river, and they've been sealed at least at some point, so you can't do that anymore. But one part, the building's very, very old, but one part of it is actually the oldest building in Georgia. It was the first building they built when they, Jason.
Go Dogs. Go back to your story about
So it's like the oldest building in Georgia. Anyway, around this area, there are all these tunnels, and they used to Shanghai drunk people. There's always been a bar on this site, like somehow, and they would literally get
alcohol has been popular for a long time.
Take them out through the tunnels, and we know this because it happened to a Savannah police officer back in the like early 1800s, late 1700s, and he woke up on a ship the next day out in the middle of the ocean, had no idea how he got there. Eventually, years later, he got back to Savannah, and whatever. So those things are haunted. There were places where I had to turn off like 76 lights throughout the building, and as I closed up every night. And there were a few places where I literally ran. Like I don't know. I can't tell you. There's some scary ass places in there that I just had to take off.
Language.
Scary.
Bob Saget, what trip did you guys spend the most money on food? Iceland and Japan.
Oh God, Japan.
Yeah.
And then Switzerland, and then Iceland.
Yeah, but
Iceland's a little higher than the U.S.
Yeah, Switzerland's probably more expensive.
Japan, I think, is at the top. But Norway is stupid expensive.
Yeah, Norway was so expensive. I didn't even drink a beer in the country. So yeah. Tom asks, how many nights would you suggest for Athens?
3. 2 nights, 3 days.
Yeah, that'll get you the most stuff, especially for limited time frame. Justine just got back from the Galapagos. We are going to be doing.
Say this?
We are theoretically 90% sure.
Later.
We have info later. Hopefully we'll be in the Galapagos later this year with a
very
exciting,
cool experience that I am so jazzed for. Actually, it's going to be amazing.
So Francis said, so last year during pandemic, we talked about a Walter's Christmas. Is that still an idea? Always an idea. Jocelyn's like, stop talking about my friend, our friend Donna was over here, and we were talking about like
5 trees in one room. I'm like, well, you can't walk in the room. They're like, so it's perfect.
Well, we had 3 on the back wall, 2 on the other side.
Donna seriously was like, Jocelyn, we're going to make Mark a Christmas tree farm. And I was like, why don't you marry Mark? Like, I can't live with this. Anywho.
So in Texas, I couldn't really say. I don't know well enough. But if you go to Arkansas, if you go northern Arkansas, think of the Ozarks up there. You have some good leaf peeping up there. That's a good place to go. And it's not too far. Like you could, I don't know where you are in Texas, but if you're going in, like when you go through Texarkana, go into Hot Springs, see the beautiful architecture there, and check that out. Then go up to the Ozarks, plenty of leaf peeping up there, then head back home. Someone had been asking multiple times about good cities in Europe with architecture. I don't remember which one it was. I saw it like 5 times. And I forgot to answer it. Good architecture, not just anywhere. Like there's a lot of good architecture all over.
Paris, Athens, Rome, Bratislava,
Rothenburg, Obda Tauba in Germany for old school Germany stuff.
Prague. Quedlinburg, that area, the Harz Mountains. is really good.
Barcelona with the Gaudi.
Absolutely, Barcelona. France, if you get into mid-century modern stuff, you got a bunch of stuff just outside Paris, not far.
Bath with the Georgian architecture.
Well, England. I mean, you can look all over England. All these houses, right? And the Lake District particularly would be a good area to explore. Okay, my architectural history professors are like screaming at me from afar, I'm sure.
Yes. So Amanda, we'll move on. Amanda asks, where are some big and small cities to visit in Spain? Obviously, bigger cities, Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla, Malaga are big tourist places.
Just thinking about this.
But then smaller-ish, then you're going to like Cordoba. Granada is fantastic.
Good place for architecture.
Yes.
Both of them.
Segovia is a good day trip. And Toledo are both good day trips from Madrid to check out
Cadiz.
For architecture. Cadiz, if you're in the south, if you're doing like the Malaga English vacation on the beach vacation, Cadiz is nice. Ronda is another good
Oh, you
small
love
town.
Ronda.
I love
haven't
Ronda.
been there. You haven't taken me.
You haven't asked me to go there.
Is there somewhere I don't want to go?
You can invite me to go someplace.
I insist on Greece.
Hey, look, I hope my trip to Denver will be good next week. Yes, it will. You have a good time. Watch out for
Thank
the
you,
Bronco.
WC90 Ham Radio.
Is it a gateway to hell horse? Look up Denver Airport conspiracy horse. And
oh God. And also Denver, it's mile high and the airport is a mile long.
And it's like a bajillion miles out of town too. So
it's
take
hard.
the public transport. You're gonna kill your budget on that taxi ride.
When I went out to Sturgis to work that one time, and I literally got in at one gate and had to run my happy butt all the way to the other side. And I am not a runner, y'all.
Oh, she's not.
Mm-mm.
Michael, study abroad in Prague in spring.
Mark's jealous.
I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. Actually, usually I teach a study abroad in Vienna, and then I take my students to Prague while we're there. So you'll have a great time. Honestly, the tourists really stay on the street from the Old Town Square to the castle, like going across Charles Bridge. They're only there. You go like 2-3 blocks off. You're like the prices drop significantly. Do schedule a beer spa. Those sell out, especially on weekends, because people like doing that like as tourist stuff. But go and you like literally go to a spot and bathe in beer. That's kind of a cool thing to do. But Prague is, you're not going to bust your budget living there. And also what's cool is Prague, since it's such a popular tourist destination, you've got a lot of cheap flights from Prague to go spend a weekend in London, spend a weekend in Paris, spend a weekend in Madrid or something like that.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, so enjoy your Pragues during the week, and then use your time to travel other places on the weekends. I know with COVID restrictions and stuff, it's going to be a little more complicated, but honestly, you'll love it. I am so jealous. So thank you for the super chat. I know for a college student, $1.99 is, that's like 4 beers. So I appreciate you sacrificing a Friday night of drinking to ask that question. So thanks, man.
Bobby asks if we've ever flown Lufthansa and how was it? Lufthansa, we have flown.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. We have done them as a code share, and so I got kind of bumped up, which was excellent. What I have noticed is that their seats are sort of thinner, if you will, and so they're
efficient. They're not thinner. They are efficient.
They're not as squishy, but you get a squidge more knee room, like leg room,
because germs are tolerant and they're efficient.
Yes. God, could you just shut up, Mark?
Nein, ich kann nicht.
Nee.
Weiter. Flick Snacks. Nick Knack. Man, we need to figure out like really cool names for our other channels. So if we
I feel like you're really loud now.
So for those of you who don't know, we actually have multiple channels. We've got Walter's World. We've got Simply Jocelyn. We have Destination Location, which is just
nobody knows about.
Which no one knows about, which is just B-roll. It's just video of towns around the world we go to, and we just put some music over top of it, so it's like a good chillax, kind of like if you're sitting in the the chiropractor office. That's the kind of stuff that's up on there, because I just needed something that was more like want to like put my stuff up and just watch. Like I like watching the B-roll because you'll see like Liam run through or Caleb go through or me like with hair. It's
Me
crazy.
rolling my eyes really hard.
No, I don't put those in there. It's easy to find because they're like every video. So I just have to like trim that.
So Flick Snacks Knickknacks says Salem in October cannot beat it.
That's true. Oh my God. That's like
God, just shut up. I'm late. Sorry if it was mentioned. Plus Boston is an Uber away. So yes. So I agree with you. Awesome. My hand's all wet.
then don't give her my tongue hole.
Don't stop. Just shut up, Mark. So anyway, it's a great town to visit, you know, like the witch trials and blah blah blah, but it's also just a cool place to be. And this is the great point, is that really Boston's only an Uber away, and you can probably find some places a little less expensively than you can if you're staying in Boston.
Yeah, so if you're going to go, and also I would say if you're going to go to Salem, spend the night there. Because a lot of people just go for the day, and so when you're there at night, it's like, oh, you're here for the night, and then it gets more fun. And sometimes he needs help with this. We got to sign his homework.
What do I need to sign?
All right, thing? So there's that. Now I have another one. Benjamin Herrero, Madrid or Munich for kids? Ooh.
Munich.
Yeah, I could probably do Munich because there's a big pedestrian street in Munich, so you can have the kids look at the shop stores, and also the big department stores in Germany tend to have a big like kids section, and they'll have like kids toys and the like old school like look at the windows kind of stuff. Also the Deutsches Museum, the German museum, is one of the best science museums in the world. It's an incredible collection the kids tend to like. Even the museums are divided up there that you can actually kind of get kid stuff, but there's stuff outside. Like you can do a day trip to Salzburg, which is like, I mean, it's like 2 hours, and it's like, you know, for $50, you can take 5 people there and back. Really easy to do. I would do that one. I mean, I like Madrid, but now I think about it, yeah, it's more like if you have like teenagers would like Madrid because they can go to the tapas bars, and they can go and they can still go some clubbing stuff because it's a little bit more laissez-faire there. But with kids, yeah, Munich's probably a little bit easier to deal with. Also, in Munich, you get a way bigger breakfast when you go to the hotel, so you can, you know, stuff the kid full of bread and take a roll with you so they can gnaw on that as they walk around, because you'll see kids in Germany and in France, they'll just have like a roll and a baguette. They'll just be gnawing on it. So like, who needs a pacifier? Give them the bread. So you can have that. So good stuff. Let's see. Carol, will Budapest be too overwhelming, crazy for middle-aged first-time Europe travels? No, it will not. You'll be fine. So Budapest, easy enough to walk around. Just make sure. I just put out, I think, 7 new videos on Budapest and Hungary, and it's basically all in Budapest. And then we have an old one from Love and Hates of Budapest. Watch those. You'll be fine when you're there. It's gotten so much easier to deal with as a tourist when you are there. I don't think they have Uber there, so you're going to be doing taxis. Just have your hotel be your taxi, but just stay near St. Stephen's Cathedral downtown, and you can walk everywhere. Like I went there with my buddy Jeff. He's probably 15 years older than me, and we had a great time. My students that I took there, they loved it. So like it's got stuff for all age groups. So don't be scared by it. I'm gonna guess you're going there. You're probably gonna go to like the Bratislava and Vienna and stuff. So lots of easy stuff to do.
I love Budapest. Buddha and Pest.
I know. I didn't say don't forget it's Buddha and Pest in my don'ts video, though I said it like in the Love and Hates and my mistakes and my other ones. But
love the town, both of them.
So yes. So let's see. Destination, location.
Actually, Carol, I think that's a great place to start. Eastern Europe is very approachable. The people are not like real gregarious, but they'll be helpful. There's a lot of English, and so that makes life a little bit easier for those of us who don't speak, Hungarian.
Yes. Let's see. Why Oktoberfest? I don't think they have Oktoberfest this year. Mm-hmm. I will say if you're going to go do it, you got to book way ahead. You got to book tables. If you think you're just going to walk up in the afternoon and get a seat, you're not going to. They do not serve alcohol to anyone that's not seated. But if you go early in the morning, like 10 a.m., and you find a seat in one of the tents, you can do that and drink there and have that. That's what I did. So have a heads up for that.
Okay. There are 2 right here.
Okay.
Rose, yes, we like Venice because we got engaged there.
Yes.
But we like to go there during the day. We don't like to stay there. It's really expensive. So we stay in Vicenza, which is like 45 minutes on a slow train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can say Padua.
Or Padua.
Good place to honeymoon. It depends what you want to do. Well, aside from that, you can do that anywhere. You naughty girl. I would
Or
say
boy, clowny.
true. Could be boy, could be girl. We don't judge it. Whatever. Anyway, all honeymooners are honeymooners. Anyway, I would say enjoy it. But I would say for honeymoon destinations, you have places like Turks and Caicos, which are really like beach, relax, repeat. So you do nothing because it's really stressful with the wedding. Sometimes you just need like to break away. Actually, we have a couple of videos like 5 Love and Hates of honeymoon travel and advice for honeymoon travel. Watch those videos because we have some stuff that talks about like don't be like, oh, we're gonna meet some friends. No, this is gotta be a time for the 2 of you to be together. What?
It's also like about we try to help you. I want to answer this and the one after it. So just stay there. We want to help you try to figure out, like, prioritize what you want to do on your honeymoon other than stay in. So do you want to shop? Do you want to eat? Do you want to, like, be active? Are you going to go hiking? I mean, you can do that anywhere, but, like, that's too heavy. You're a bad porter, Mark. Anyway, so prioritize the things that you want to do outside the bedroom. And that will help you. If you need more help, don't hesitate to write us.
And that's actually for anybody on here. You can always direct message us on Instagram at Walters World or at Jocelyn, Jocelyn Walters World. I've been drinking. And then also you go on at Simply Jocelyn. Just comment on her videos. We see those a lot easier because Walters World gets so many comments. Sometimes it's hard to find comments, but if you go on Simply Jocelyn, subscribe there.
It might be faster
to go there.
Or DM me on Instagram too at Jocelyn Walters World. Okay, so would you ever considering the do's and don'ts of bus travel in Europe and South America? We actually have some bus stuff in Europe. I don't know that we've done any in South America.
We've done a lot of stuff. They just kind of happen in the video. Actually, so I have my do's and don'ts of bus travel in Europe, like the notes ready. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to go to Europe for 2 years. And you know me, I only like to film on location. So I have a bunch of European videos that are just like, okay, I don't usually take the bus in Italy, but I'm going to make this video here because I'm in Italy in Europe. So they're coming.
T travels. We have considered Pakistan.
Yes.
One of Mark's colleagues
Liam,
is
Pakistani.
Can
you give me a ginger ale from the fridge, bottom left shelf, bottom left drawer.
It's been like, you know, on the list, and it's just been timing, trying to get it together with, you know, with different family schedules so that because we'd really like to do that with our friend, at least partially, so that we can get a really good local perspective, which is something we try to do everywhere we go if we know someone.
Yeah, that's like our India trip. We're looking like India. We've got India set up, but it's figuring we can get the kids to go. And we want to spend at least a month
year with the kids.
Because I don't know if I can do 120
no
degrees.
No COVID cooties running around.
Yeah.
It's kind of a part of everything right now, right? Yeah. But particularly when you're in very big cities. So, like, I'm not worried about going to, like, small villages. I am worried about being in big cities during COVID. So, Chris
Frankie, my little buddy, how do you feel about Venice adding a surcharge for day trippers? Look, for those who don't know, like some towns will charge you extra just to be there. This is one thing that cities like Vicenza or like in Cinque Terre, they're adding this on. Either one,
Vicenza,
not Vicenza, Venice. Venice has it, yeah. And
well, I thought maybe you were confusing the English and the Italian and saying Vicenza rather than.
It must be the whiskey. I don't know.
I think it's a whiskey for both of us.
Anyway. So one of the things is cities like Venice, cities like Amsterdam, cities that get really overrun with tourism. Like Venice is an extreme case because they they have all these cruise travelers that come in that they eat on the boat. They have breakfast on the boat. They have dinner on the boat. So they have like one meal in town. So they walk the city, maybe. Yeah, they might go back to the boat and have lunch because the lunch is on the boat. And they'll come in and they'll see the city and do all this stuff, but not put a lot of money into the economy and not like help the infrastructure. So it's like, how do we kind of pay for the extra police we need? How do we pay for the extra damage? So there's that part.
I want to say this. As a preservationist, hell yeah, charge them money. I will gladly pay to be in Venice because every footstep we take is sinking something. Like I have a lot of fear for the city of Venice and the architecture of Venice. They are fighting a battle against the sea, and
tide and time.
Charge away if you can pay it. If you can't, I know that sucks, and I know there will be people who can't do it, but those buildings can't be replaced either. So
yeah,
there's that.
Yeah, and as Stuart says, who should be in bed? Doesn't surprise tourist tax in Venice plus banning large cruise ships. That's another one. The big cruise ships have to go farther away.
They're also a massive problem. You know, the waves, et cetera, the water displacement. Again, messing with our houses.
So Paul, with a helpful thing, PSA, several cities currently have $300 round trip flights available the next couple of months to several Mediterranean countries. Check Google Flights. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, Paul, are you looking at what cities in what country to Europe, to the Mediterranean? Can you tell me that?
Or is that like from like New York or something? So, but think about it. Next.
No, I mean, like, are you in the U.S. or are you in the UK or you know?
Well, I'm gonna guess in the U.S. for $300.
Oh, we put $300.
Yeah, because like otherwise, like no one would pay $300 to go to Venice in Europe because that's 50 euros round trip.
I'm so pretty.
Oh, you are. Krista Tupper, my go-to travel advice channel is. You forgot to say which one it was. Dang it, Chris! I know. It's crazy.
Yes.
Xavier, yes. So South Korea was a backup option. We were supposed to go to Israel. Something happened. We couldn't go, and then it was one of these like, we have to leave tomorrow morning. And I was so burned out, like from too much everything. I'm like, no, I don't like last minute South Korea. Like literally, it was like 10 o'clock at night. We have to leave 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I have no idea. We have nowhere to go. I just couldn't do it. And we ended up going to Aruba, and I kick myself now, going, God damn, why didn't I go to South Korea?
That was the wrong damn decision.
And Aruba, I am not a Aruba fan. I will never be an Aruba fan.
It's fine. If you want to go to Boston.
Yeah, imagine if Boston was on for my Eric B. Eric travels to Eric B. You should never go to Aruba because it's Boston in the Caribbean.
It's fine.
But if you want to see the Pats play, you can see that. No problem.
It's fine. Aruba's there's some stuff to do in Aruba and whatnot, but for our family,
talk to locals.
Korea would have been better.
Yeah.
So one of my very dearest friends from college is from South Korea, although he mostly went to school in the US. And then one of my dear friends who was one of my kids' teachers, she also is Korean, and we would have some good stuff. Bobby, we get this question a lot. He asks, what's a destination y'all haven't been to?
Israel, Egypt, New Zealand, Bhutan.
Bhutan, Ethiopia, Israel. Those are my three.
What's the last time I've gone to Australia?
Liam says Australia. I wonder what Caleb would say. What do you think Caleb would say, honey?
Israel. Yeah. Chris Bates in the house. Hey. What's up, brother?
Oh, the gals are on here.
I know. Oh, yeah. I didn't say hi. The gals.
Nice to see you, Galvant gals.
So, for those of you who want to check out our friends, Means to Travel, Derek and Liz, and the Gallivanting Gals, this week have put a two-parter out on advice for traveling as a couple. So it's a fun video they did together.
That is
and
fun.
They actually have a beautiful background where they're sitting. Melinda and Tracy they came and visited us, and we didn't have a good spot to like go because it was a huge storm. So we filmed in our basement.
Tracy, bless her heart.
Oh no, let me finish this part. Then go into that part. And so we filmed in our basement. We made a video for their channel, made a video for our channel, but we're just standing behind a white wall because we've recently. was it?
Yeah, it's
We
fine.
recently moved, so we don't have nothing's up. Like
Just some
you're
books.
lucky we have books up here.
I only
Okay.
have 50 of my 90 boxes of books.
Yeah, they're just
unpacked.
and so anyway, so we filmed downstairs, and so actually next Wednesday we'll have a video on the hidden costs of travel with them. And so, but it's just us standing by this white wall. So I just threw a bunch of
Why do you
B-roll.
do that in here?
I don't know, because we're stupid.
What the hell is wrong with
We're
us?
idiots.
All 4 of us. Girls, it's you two.
But anyway, so we're
Get
down.
on that.
So we're in our,
kick my butt.
we're in our basement filming, and Tracy or Melinda. Tracy was like, "Hey, look!" And like the water was coming down our egress window, or like just the water was rushing
One
down.
of the gals was like,
yeah.
"Hey, water," and so I went to go get those little doohickeys that like push the water out. So I get back, you know, the squeegee things.
What?
The accordion-like things that go out.
Yeah, so we told you,
downspout.
yeah, the extenders on those.
So I come home from the hardware store, and Tracy is in her socks up past her ankles in the mud with my husband. She's like, I didn't want to ruin my shoes, so I ruined my socks.
So her and I are
Bless her
digging
heart.
trenches in the mud to get the water to not flood the house.
Tracy
So
was actually the engineer.
yeah, Tracy's awesome.
We had it
Melinda's
right.
awesome too.
Melinda was
Melinda
helping too.
was being a wonderful supervisor. What?
Nothing, sugar. I love you.
What?
I love you.
No, but honestly, Gallivanting Gals, go check out the channel. They're awesome.
Mhm.
And Means to Travel. They
And
have a
Means to
good
Travel.
double
We
series. So
All
next,
4 of these people.
yes, we do. So next Wednesday, you will see us with the gals on our channel, and that's going to be in the morning. And then Wednesday evening, when you get back from work, you can watch us, or you can watch Jocelyn on their channel. So do check that out.
Okay. Hold still. Favorite cities in Poland.
Gdansk and Krakow are my 2 favorite. I cannot say enough. Go see those 2 cities.
Okay. And Jorge, any suggestions for traveling in the New England area, Maine, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island for the fall season
Yeah, I think
lovers
that's
like my
New
wife
England.
and I just read all of it.
I know.
Just shut up, Mark. God, are y'all drinking when I say that? Because man, he's
Look,
irritating me.
I'm only
Something
showing my
fierce
bald
tonight.
spot.
Lord almighty, I'm just showing my wrinkles.
You're gorgeous.
So, anywho, okay, I'm just gonna give you Maine. I like Camden. I like Acadia. Connecticut. I love Mystic. The Pequot Museum, not far outside Mystic, is excellent. One of the best museums I have done in a long time. Really good native history.
And that's not a diorama. What would you call it? They actually have mannequins they built that are based off actual people. How do I say it? What do I say?
It's fine. Just go to the Pequot Museum.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Like you're like, oh my God, it's like real people. It is amazing. It's amazing.
It truly
and
is.
there's that what's the casino that's right by there? Fox?
It's the
Foxwoods.
No, it's
Yeah.
the Mohican Sun.
No, that's the other one. Foxwoods is the one you can see from it. That's the one
Oh
on there.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, so there's that.
Okay, Vermont, get some Ben and Jerry's. New Hampshire. I have some friends in New Hampshire, but I've had some bad experiences there.
Yeah, we did not have a good experience in New Hampshire. Though the people were nice. We were there for like Connecticut or like Concord days. In Concord.
Yeah, Concord was the one really good experience. I'm just gonna say we had the worst hotel experience maybe in America ever, right outside there.
Yeah,
But Concord was fine.
Yeah.
And they had a really great market.
Yeah. Sean, thank you very
you.
much for the super chat.
There's
We
no
appreciate
question.
it. Well,
I
there
wish you had
is
said
probably a
something.
sticker. So,
All right, we'll look for
because Craig, yes, Melinda and Tracy are awesome. You're right. So, Jay Williams, Israel is a good experience. I would go in the fall, winter months, November, January.
Oh.
That's when we were going to be going. Dead Sea water was very nice in December. I would pick one more city to visit outside Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Yeah, we have a whole. That'd be good. T Travels, you're very welcome. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just thinking that my friend did. I don't have this little sculpture she made me, but her mother's family was from Bethlehem, and Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just off on that rabbit tail.
I will just start answering other questions. So, Francis, Salzburg suggestions.
Oh, the Christmas market.
Yeah, the Christmas markets. Go up to the castle on the hill.
Castle's awesome.
Go up there. They actually have in the castle. There's like another little tiny Christmas market you can go to.
So the town
had a good
has one,
time.
and there's one in the Christmas.
Yeah, and
or in
the
castle.
whole city's done up. Fantastic.
Salzburg's actually
It's
really incredible
great.
at Christmas time. You'll
Yeah,
really enjoy it. That's
you're-
a damn good market.
That is a good one.
Mhm.
Hooray! Thank you. You're awesome. My father says 2016. Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Scroll down here. Bobby asks, is March a good time to visit Italy? Yes. You'll be fine. It's already it depends where you're going. If you're like Rome south, you'll be fine with the warmth. If you're looking more north, you might still have
Dress in
fog and rain and maybe a little snow if you're like in the very north.
Just dress in layers. It's still a nice time to visit because there's not a lot of other tourists. You get a little bit more personal stuff.
So Francis, okay, so Zagreb, I think you could do better than Zagreb for like if you're going to be going from Salzburg to go see other places like Prague, Budapest,
and Christmas stuff.
and Christmas stuff.
I don't think Zagreb's going to be the place that you want to do for Christmas stuff. Oh, below that.
No, I think this one's really important. So in this Tosh T person who we do not know, never saw him before.
We haven't.
No, never. Shut up was cursing in my house growing up. So we had to say, hush.
Too.
I thought that was a Southern thing. To this day, I still never say shut up.
So
of course you don't, Tosh. You're too cool.
Shut up was also bad words
Not
in
that I
my
know
house. So was poop.
Well,
and pee.
even now, like you're like, could you tell your brother just be quiet, not shut up? You know,
yeah, we do that with our kids, but we tell each other to shut up.
As Liam chuckles
We're
at
such
us.
good parents.
Yeah, we suck. Sorry, Liam. We showed you the world. We didn't teach you anything else.
Liam. Well, happy to. It's 9:20.
So what other homework do you have?
He's just got two.
Have you signed his
He's
thing?
fixing two
Did you sign?
things. I signed it, but he's fixing the two things that are wrong. So
Okay.
we've got a minute.
You have
Give me
mine.
give me 1 second.
Oh, someone's asking.
Josh?
We love you. Though we don't know you and we've never talked to you before. You've never commented on
We're
any
gonna
video
do
ever
it.
for any of our
We're
900
gonna do
channels. Too good for our swag. Let's see. Thomas Reiser, we're supposed to do a big Christmas markets trip, as everyone should. It's fantastic to do. If you're looking to do Christmas market trips in Europe, I do recommend focusing on Germany and Austria. Those are your best ones to do. They're now spread all throughout Europe. I remember I had good ones in Latvia. I've had good ones in Italy, but like if you want the old school, like what you saw in the movies as a kid kind of stuff, Germany and Austria are your places to be. So Tim, we actually have thought about going to Tonga. Right now, our entire travel plan, I like to tell people, like, we had a house of cards built, like where we're going to go each year, and then COVID just made them all collapse. So we've done every single U.S. place we're going to go. Like our U.S. trips coming up, we got Louisville, Kentucky, Los Angeles, Vegas, Arizona, Utah, back in the Southeast again. We've got all kinds of stuff. We got Europe, we got Ireland, hopefully, we got Ecuador, we got all kinds of stuff coming. But we do have Beer Fairy Tales.
Oh, we do love you.
We do love you, Beer Fairy Tales. So Beer Fairy Tales, this is actually my cousin and her husband run this channel, and Sean actually reviews different beers around the U.S. and he actually goes to breweries, and he knows. I mean, I love drinking beer, but he's like, he knows about the smells and the tastes and like what you should look for. And he's got a cool channel that he just started out. So it's kind of fun to watch. And they have some silly fun times with it, but
they're
some good
funny people. And
yeah.
Sean has got like a great sense of humor.
Yes.
He's very dry and snarky. And
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So
Check
you go
him out.
check them out. So I actually bought a set of Oktoberfest beers, like different beers that Oktoberfest, but German beers that I enjoy drinking. And so I got it. So I'm going to do a video for them to be like their, I guess, would I be a Midwest correspondent or would I be their German correspondent to talk about some of the beers that you can buy in the U.S. that are, if they're worth drinking or not.
Okay. We love you guys.
Yeah, we love you all. So yes.
Xavier. So first I'm going to tell you, check out the Galva and Gals because they may have some stuff for you and DM them on like Instagram or something. But there are definitely
there's some places that can be a little
that you need to be more careful.
Yeah, so if you're looking at like the bigger one, a lot of people talk about in like the Caribbean, Jamaica is not usually LGBTQ friendly. That could be one thing you need to be careful with. Other places,
a lot of times it's just and like for instance in Rwanda, Morocco, it's not about LGBTQ.
Yeah, there's no PDA. There's no public like. We can't like in Rwanda. They're like, don't hold hands,
and that's very hard for me. Mark and I hold hands.
Why would you not want to hold hands?
Like we're always touching.
She just wants to look at her. She can't keep her hands off of me. But so sometimes it's not really a big deal.
Sometimes it's not
because you don't even show PDA.
It's not about your sexual orientation. It is more about not touching people. But
not touching each other. They don't care. Touching people. Yeah.
They're not touching people. Like you're not supposed to touch people. Like you're not.
True.
I mean,
don't get close to Americans.
They're not physically affectionate in public. So, sometimes it's that. If you have specific places you're concerned with, you can write us. You can write the gals. I'm sure they would help out.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there that are willing to, or know better than we as a heterosexual couple know.
Yeah. And I will say there are some countries which are traditionally not LGBTQ friendly. But actually cities in those countries are actually totally fine. So that could be something. Actually, that's something I would like to make a video on to help out. So, but I don't think I could talk about it. I need to bring somebody on to help me.
We need to have people in
with
us.
So that's something we're going for.
Several someone's.
Yeah. So Sean missed the early part of the live session. We talked about these great things. Fall foliage was anywhere in New England, especially if you're looking at Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. But if you go in the Midwest, you're looking at Minnesota, Wisconsin's got good stuff. Then you're looking, there's too much rain in like Seattle. It doesn't get cold enough. So like in the, but there's some stuff.
Wisconsin, Michigan. Did you say that?
I did not say Michigan. I said Wisconsin, Minnesota.
I was looking at my Reese's, but not Minnesota because they had dry air. I was looking at my Reese's pumpkin and I was hoping that someone somewhere out there in YouTube land would have a Reese's football. I really want a Reese's football.
See, I've never had. I don't know. We've been married.
It's new this year. I just want one. I bet they only have them in SEC country. Go Dogs!
Indeed. So Renee says, "How cold is in Germany in December? I want to go to Christmas markets. It depends where you are. Actually, I always got more rain than I got snow. It's weird. The farther you go north in Germany, the more rain you get." Because it's actually a lower elevation. So Germany's like rainy at Christmas, but
Harz
like
Mountains, you get some.
Yeah, Harz Mountains, you get some snow because it's the mountains, but like the south, you have a better chance for snow.
But let's say this, that being from the middle of the Midwest, for the most part, I find that the only time was that time we were up in with Gorlitz, where I was like really angry.
Yeah, if you ever see a video of like I put a thing of Jocelyn like staring through the like her mask because it was so cold.
I was so angry. It was so damn cold. But generally speaking, it's not that bad. It's kind of humid actually.
Sorry for all the typos. A spraying thumb. Love watching videos. No. Thank you. Don't even worry about it. Man, have you seen these typos I put in our videos? And I look over them again. I go back and like, how did I misspell the?
You know why? Because he doesn't ask his wife.
Because I don't want to bother her because she's so amazing.
You should, darling.
Indeed. So here's one actually. Ooh, wait, where'd it go? Do you think the era of visa-free, unrestricted travel for U.S. is over for the foreseeable future? Okay, so here's the thing. This is usually probably coming from the fact that starting next year, you have to register that you're going to Europe. Basically, you have to pay. It's a money grab, and the U.S. requires Europeans to do it, so it's a tit-for-tat little thing. I think U.S. travelers, for a lot of places, people aren't going to do that because here's the thing. You put another hurdle up for people to go someplace, and they're not going to go. So they're going to go, I have to get a visa. Even it's like, the visa to go to Europe will be literally, you go online, put in your passport and your flight number, and you're done. And then you got like 5 years. Love you, Liam. But the thing is, there's people like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Like Brazil realized that having that having their tit for tat visa, like, well, Americans, them in the US, makes Brazilian get interviews and they have to do stuff. We're going to do the same thing, hurt the tourism industry. Because, like, America's good out of Brazil.
And everybody went to
they dropped it,
Brazil.
everybody went to Brazil. So, something to think about. So,
Yeah.
Carolina, hello. I'm planning to go to Italy and Lithuania. That is quite the combination. I've actually lived in both of those countries, and I love both of those countries. Italy, people actually.
Sure. You're going to eat a lot of food.
You're going to eat a lot of food. Like, both places will stuff you full of stuff. In Lithuania, get it'll call like it's like fried brown bread with mayonnaise and cheese on top.
Sounds so gross. It's so good.
It's so good. You're gonna have that. Lots of cabbage, lots of pork. You'll eat a lot when you're there. Just be like, give me whatever, and they'll give you whatever. Get the starter, get the stuff, and it's really like compared to Italy and other parts of Europe and the US, Lithuania is very cheap. Italy, but I would say this: when you're in Lithuania, culture, you're not gonna have a lot of culture sites to see. Not a lot of museums.
Ooh, the hill crosses is really cool.
The hill crosses is
Love
cool.
That.
You have that.
But the food in both of those places is so carb and meat heavy.
You can see I lived in Lithuania for 3.5 years and have spent probably 2 years in Italy in my life. Jocelyn has only spent 2 weeks in Lithuania. See.
You spent a lot more time in Italy, though.
Yeah, don't ruin my story, woman.
just know that you're going to eat like a queen until you pop.
And Carolina, you can write it. Just send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Walter's World. We can talk about some stuff because I also would like to learn more about Panama because we're going to be going there next year. So, oh yeah. Now, if the Ketta Duono Susuri Mayonnaise, their mayonnaise was Duke's, that stuff would be the bomb. Tosh for the win.
Duke's mayonnaise is the greatest mayonnaise ever. If you disagree with me, we can go head to head. We can have a
just unsubscribe from the channel because our marriage is too important.
But Duke's is the bomb, and Tosh is smart.
Yeah.
Oh, Jen, right below that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'm totally with you on this. Door County, Wisconsin is the Napa Valley of the Midwest, and fall is perfect. I'm not going to say that about wine. Because I might disagree with you there, but absolutely, Door County, Wisconsin is an incredible, beautiful place, and yeah, like as far as the looks and the feels and all that, I'm right there with you, but I'm not sure that I'm going to go with you on the wine.
So, Dan Young, which of the European microstates is your favorite? Which is the most intriguing? So, when you're looking at your microstates, you've got Andorra. You've got the Vatican, you've got Monaco. Some people Liechtenstein. Some people actually put Luxembourg in there too. I would not. Luxembourg's too big. I would say that. So of those four, obviously the
Vatican. In Italy.
Oh, San Marino.
We've been that's my favorite.
But I would say San Marino was fun because if you go to Rimini, which is a beach party town, or Ravenna, cool, which is a Byzantine year 500, cool place to go to Ravenna. San Marino is a great day trip. All these places are worthwhile day trips. I would say for me personally, I would put obviously the Vatican first because you have all the Vatican museums, and most people go to Rome. So that's when you're going to go to no matter what. 2, I would probably go San Marino because it's so easy to get to and to
because
see.
You could maybe like run into their the local butcher is also the goalie on the soccer team.
Yeah, which we did actually meet, which was kind of cool. He wouldn't remember, but we met him. We're like, oh my god! Remember. I'm like, dude, we watched like the European qualifier. I'm like, that's the dude we were talking to. Yeah, it was like kind of cool. I would say Vatican's 1, San Marino's 2, 3 is Liechtenstein because it's really gorgeous because in the mountains. If you go to Vaduz, the capital. Actually, here's the thing: when you go from Austria into Liechtenstein, you go through a town called Feldkirch, which is actually better to visit than actually anything in Liechtenstein, to be honest. But Vaduz was nice. And then I put Andorra, because Andorra has really been, for so long, it's been a duty-free shopping hub that's kind of got too much of that. So unless you're going to go shopping and skiing. If shopping and skiing is your thing, then do that. So that would be my my order of stuff.
Okay, I just put Tom's up there. Eric, if you've never had Duke's, you just need to stop by my house and we'll fix that.
Yes.
Tom, is traveling by yourself stressful?
No,
It's really not.
it's not. It's
I mean,
not.
sometimes because it's nice every now and then to have somebody to like rely on or to, catch your slack.
Or to be there for you to snuggle with.
I love you.
For someone you can
dipshit.
steal their blanket from.
But honestly, I really, as much as we're both extroverts, truly. I know
What?
I was like, hey, Jen, we're both extroverts, but
With
every
what?
now and then it's really good for each of us to get out and just do it on our own.
Do you want any more?
Lord, no. Mark Edward.
Walters.
Oh, Mamacita.
Well, now I have something to do tomorrow.
Mhm.
Go buy more.
Henry, thank you for
Thank you,
super
Henry.
chat. Henry says, Mark and Jocelyn, have any of you ever been to any part of French Polynesia? What's the most remote island in the world that y'all have ever traveled to? No.
Sadly, no.
And
Well, yet another trip that was destroyed by COVID because we were going to do the Fiji.
Fiji.
Fuji's. Can you tell I was listening to a lot of 90s music recently?
Fuji's.
I've been cleaning my office out because we recently moved, so I'm trying to get my office in order. So I just had like random iTunes playing, but of course, no one buys
Yay,
music
Chris.
anymore. So it's like the music I bought from like, the late 90s, early 2000s kind of stuff. So like the Fugees came on and Breakfast at Tiffany's came on.
Mark, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Mark.
Henry is asking about what the most remote island in the world we have ever traveled to.
Australia.
Does that count as an
Well,
island?
technically, it's an island. It's a continent. Well, some places don't call it a continent because they call it Oceania.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm thinking about like Key Colker or like somewhere we went on a boat.
I don't know what I'd like to go to. Reunion Island. That'd be nice.
I don't know, really, Henry.
Thanks, Henry. Now she's going to knock us to sleep. I'm going to keep waking me up. Oh, my goodness. Darian, the man of Germany. My name is German Darian. Became a YouTube member. Welcome to the team, buddy.
He's always
I know you
on
come
the
from
team.
Patreon. You delete that Patreon. Come on over. For those who know, our buddy Darian, the connoisseur of spaghetti ice, which is ice cream that made it look like spaghetti in Germany. Darian has been a buddy of ours for a number of years, and he is a huge Germany fan. He actually, it's a sad but inspiring story. He went to Germany this summer, and as he was hiking,
Oh, Lord.
he fell and broke his leg. And he got
the hospital,
stuck.
had
No. Don't you can't even tell that part. Poor guy was there with a broken leg on a hiking path for hours. Someone finally walked by, called for help. Took a few more hours to get someone there to help him.
Let's
They
not
got him
dwell
there.
on the bad stuff.
This guy the entire time is super positive because you'll never meet a more positive person than Darian. Gets down, has surgery, flies back home, and he's already ready. I'm going to figure out my next trip to Germany. Gotta love Darian.
You
can't beat that positivity.
No, Darian is the most
Positive
hands down
person.
the most positive human being on earth. I've never met anyone quite like him. But anyway, if you have any inklings of going to Germany or you just want to like hang out and talk about it, absolutely follow him on Facebook. His Facebook group is very, very active. Follow him on YouTube too. But his Facebook group is like great, and they're all commenting back and forth. Much like our superheroes group, they're a great group of people.
They're a great group of people.
And you'll have a lot of great information about Germany.
He's taking September off. So October 1st, he starts back up with Coffee Talk, where he just talks about Germany and stuff. So October 1st, go and you'll find him. So Jack, we have not been to Colombia, but we are going to Colombia next year.
Our old neighbor is Colombian, and she's given us some good stuff. I just want to say this, Rodney. Have you ever been to a little dive bar in Dahlonega? Northern Georgia, actually. North Georgia has some nice
Did you know each
mountains
other?
and
Because I
lakes.
feel uncomfortable now.
No, it's a song.
Oh.
There's a little dive bar in Dahlonega.
I don't speak country music.
Yes, you do.
Only
Live with
sometimes.
me.
Best mustard. either sweet Bavarian mustard or
What?
hot mustard.
Colton's.
I have it in my fridge right now, which is my favorite
Ew.
one, the Leuven one.
Oh, great one. Pardon me.
We aren't that fancy. We're not on like Vivio.
I'm gonna
or
say
whatever.
this. I have like probably 5 or 6 mustards in my refrigerator right now,
Be
and
safe,
none of
Chris.
them are Coleman's.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Stuart says traveling by myself is easy, no arguments on what to eat and visit.
Or when to get
So
up.
brilliant.
When to start doing stuff. Smart man.
Oh goodness.
Dan, you're right. Bora Bora is amazing. What's up, Chambers? Come here. It's okay.
Good Lord Almighty! I need to go put him to bed.
Liam, you have your own.
Market is
You have your own YouTube
9:40.
channel.
Andiamo. Fala.
That is your
Fala
channel.
cuddling
Come
with
around and say hi. And say
Come on,
goodnight.
just really quick. Look at the dog.
He is out.
He is out like a light. I'm gonna go put my child to bed, y'all.
Hi, bye.
Okay, see y'all.
Hey,
Hugs.
still better than. Oh, Rodney hooking me up for the Woodford Reserve Fund. Very nice, very nice. So, I'm actually going to Kentucky, next week, and I wanted to go to the Woodford Reserve thing because I drink so much of their whiskey. I thought it would be right for me to go there. But my buddy who's coming in is like, I want to go to Buffalo Trace. That's what I drink. And I'm like, fine. So sometimes you sacrifice the ones you love to help out the ones you love. So, but of course, he's pretty open-minded, so I might be able to talk and go to Woodford Reserve because that's one thing I really like that. So, thank you very much, Rodney, for that. You were a good man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I just want to say, Travel Adventure with Eric B. Magnificent Journey with Darian is a huge LSU fan. He loves LSU almost as much as he loves the University of Georgia. I know he hates Florida, though. God, I mean, he just don't ever say Florida or Gators to him. He'll be like, ugh, worst thing ever. Let's see. Greg, a relative is going to Savannah in October. What attractions, restaurant you recommend? So one thing I would say is take a trolley tour from the Savannah History Museum. Go through the Savannah History Museum. Actually, the Georgia State Railroad is right there, too, which can be nice when they have the trains going. But take the trolley tour because the trolley you have to like memorize like a book like this thick of facts and stuff. So it gives you a nice overview of downtown. I'd also do a late night ghost tour. Those are kind of fun. But if you're going to look for a place to eat, Mrs. Wilkes, they serve family style food. That's a good place to go. We go to Tybee Island a lot. It's going to hit the beach for October. It's probably not going to be that great when you're there. What else? Yeah, you'll eat and drink well when you're there. You might actually see us. We're going to be there in October, so there's that. Oh, hello from Ontario, Canada. Longtime fan here. I hope I get to travel soon. I know. We opened up. Well, you opened up for us. The U.S. hasn't opened up for really anybody, but that's one thing. I'm actually looking at doing some Canadian travel next year to get back up into Canada. Because it's funny because I've had like the Love and Hates of Montreal, and someone has said about the Montreal that they just watched and came from that. But like Love and Hates of Montreal, Love and Hates of Quebec, Love and Hates of PEI, Love and Hates of Toronto, and those were like, I mean, it's been quite a few years. I'm like, look, I gotta get it back, and like now I know I've honed my craft. I need to get some more stuff out there because like a lot of my recent Canada stuff's from Vancouver, and I'll be honest with you, I like Eastern Canada better than Western Canada. I know. It's crazy. So, Abigail, where in the U.S. do you need a vaccine passport? Some places will ask you, like in New York, they'll ask you for it's not passport, just show your vaccination card. Hawaii got to show stuff if you want to go there. They're pretty strict with that, too. Xavier, has Mark been anywhere Jocelyn hasn't, or vice versa? I've been to a number of places she hasn't. She's been to the Bahamas, and I have not been to the Bahamas, and she's been to Puerto Rico, which I haven't been to. Those are 2 places I have not been. But we're looking to go to Bahamas early next year with some friends, so that I can catch up one on her. But I really need to get to Puerto Rico. I have too many Puerto Rican friends, and I feel bad that I haven't done my own videos for there. Jocelyn actually has her first 5 Love and Hates videos she did on her own. Is in there. It's got like 500,000 views. If you look at 5 Love and Hates to go into Puerto Rico, she's in there. She loved it. But we actually had to turn the comments off because people are so mean about it. But I don't know why. It's one of those weird things. Like you'll be surprised how people will be kind of mean online if you haven't noticed that. Stuart, you should have been in bed 2 hours ago, my friend. I love you, buddy. So how's that? Tom, we have now been to New Zealand. We were supposed to be there for Christmas 2020. Obviously, that didn't happen, and this year it's not going to happen either. And with Australia, New Zealand's kind of strictness with everything, I'm not even considering going there until 2023 or 2024. So we will get there eventually. Bobby, favorite national parks in the U.S.? A lot of people like Yellowstone, which is cool, but I prefer Grand Tetons over Yellowstone because less people, but easier drive and beautiful views of the mountains. That's my favorite one. Francis is all about the group trip to New Zealand in 2023. Nice. David's going to Kentucky Fried Chicken next week. Hey, David, sorry. If you go, try out their chicken sandwich for me because I have not had their chicken sandwich, and they said they were going to start doing that, so let me know how it is. Oh, Holly is with my friend Mike. Buffalo Trace is better. I don't know, Holly. I don't. Well, actually, I have no problem. Buffalo Trace isn't bad. I don't know why. I got into this. So for those who don't know, when COVID first hit, we stopped putting out travel videos for about 2 months, and we just did live feeds, Whiskey Wednesday, and then Saturday morning we did live feeds from basically mid-March through May. And because I was like, no one's traveling, no one needs to hear that. It could, like, some people get really upset with it. So we did live feeds, and so that Whiskey Wednesday, it was Gentleman Jack and Woodford Reserve. And so that was things we could get in the big bottles because you remember how it was last year when this all started. You're like, I was the only person who went out of the house to do stuff. So I'd go and buy. So I'm like, I can't get the small bottle. I've got to get the big bottles. So I would get those and stock up on stuff. And it was kind of a crazy thing. But Buffalo Trace isn't bad. I'm not going to say it's bad. They're not bad. They're both good. So Jay Williams, 2 distilleries in one day means you're finished before dinner. That's why I'm going on Wednesday and coming home on Sunday. Think ahead. Darian obviously has had too much to drink because he's cheering for the Gators. He's totally joking about that because he does not like the Gators at all. Let's see. Vermont, Mike. So best place to visit the UK during Christmas? Honestly, London is really nice. Bath is nice. I was at Salzburg for Christmas a few years ago. York is really cool. But one thing I would say, if you're going to visit the UK during Christmas, realize that everything, there's not even trains Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So you got to be planned ahead for stuff. So what I would recommend, this is what I do with my parents. We actually went and had like a historic England home. And it was like, it was like 600, 700 years old place. We rented that and had that as our place to stay for a few days. It was a fantastic experience. The National Trust has a lot of properties you can go stay at and be prepared for. And there's actually now with COVID, there's a lot of services that you can actually pre-order food and they'll deliver it when you get there. And then you have stuff so you can enjoy it when you're there, which is real nice. Avila, good to see you. Hey, y'all from Texas. Jocelyn just put out our Eats of Texas video last week. We have a few more Texas videos out there, so welcome. Let's see. Rika, yeah, Acadia National Park is my favorite. No, Acadia National Park is gorgeous. We did some hikes there. If you're going to be in the Northeast, so if you don't know, Acadia National Park is in Maine. So you got to go to Maine to go there. But that is honestly probably I love the coast of Maine and traveling there. But honestly, Acadia is probably the highlight of visiting Maine. Going there and like when I was a kid, we used to go, we would take a schooner, like a boat ride for a week up through there from Camden up to Canada and back. And it's just amazing. But Acadia is just gorgeous. Ronnie Dove, love you, buddy. I don't know if you heard me from before. Thomas Reiser likes Denali. He was just in Alaska a few weeks ago, so that's nice. So Austin, Texas James, Woodford Reserve Double Oak will change your life. Nice. Very nice. So, Ian has a question. One more question. Any testing, vaccination requirements for Massachusetts or Boston? I'm vaxxed, but can't find anything online, and I'm nervous. So, Ian, are you coming from the U.S. or are you coming from abroad? One thing is I would say is if you are worried about traveling, you're like, look, I got my vaccination card. What else do I need to have? One thing I saw with a lot of people talking about traveling internationally was they didn't care about that vaccination card. They just want to see that negative test. So what I would do is get a PCR test or whichever the cool test is to do this week. Get that done to prove that you have a negative test and the vaccination. You have both of those. That will make them happy. Go to a place like CVS or Walgreens in the U.S. because they're all throughout the country, and then people are more happy with that. So, Luan, Iceland is fantastic. We have a number of videos from there, so there is that. Mustard on popcorn. It's great. I might try that later because I drink enough. So Jocelyn just said when you're pregnant. So Jocelyn, her big thing when she was pregnant with Liam was mashed potatoes and
Mustard.
Yes. So the Intuitive Traders has loved the live streams. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So Ian's gonna be. I'm coming from the. So you're gonna be in the U.S. You're going from U.S. to Boston. You should be fine. But definitely take what?
A different question made me giggle.
Okay. Oh, for affordable skiing, there is no affordable skiing. But Ian, one thing I would say, take your vaccine that card, take that with you because some places might require you to show it. So just have that. And just for your own personal thing, like just do the COVID test beforehand. They'll send it to your phone so you can be like, look, here's my negative test. That'll make things easier. Boston hasn't been super, super strict with stuff. So it's not like you have to show it everywhere, at least not as of now. I don't know when you're going to go. I think you said October. But yeah, just check on the local, the newest information there. So,
okay, hang on. Costas, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel, not so bad. The bridge, panic-inducing. VM Estates, Heidelberg, one of our faves. We really enjoy that.
Yeah. Prague is great. Koblenz, man, but Koblenz is so long. Last time I was there, it was so flooded that all the stuff was. Sorry, it was crazy. It was
Amsterdam, Vienna, Budapest, and Passau.
Passau would be the last one on there. Last time I was there, they didn't have a Christmas market because there's so many nearby. They didn't do anything. So it's like, dang it.
That might maybe that's gotten better since.
Well, it will matter this year if you're not going to Christmas. So. Okay, T Travels, what kind of budget would you recommend for a 2-week solo trip to Spain? So if you're going to be doing the budget option, do the lunch specials. So you're looking at €12 to get like a super awesome meal, 12 to 15 euros for a super awesome meal at lunch, and then you can go grab some stuff at dinner. So let's say like at the store. So let's say $10 there. So that's 22. Say $5 for the thing there. So 5, 22, $27 in food a day. Then where you're going to stay depends. If you're going to go to a hostel, you're looking at like $20 to $50. If you're looking for a cheap hotel, you're looking for $50 to $100. If you're looking nicer, hey, you can spend whatever you want. So I found the museums in Spain. I've taken students there multiple times. The students never complained about the price of the museums. They're usually around the 10 to 15 euros, so $12 to $18 range. So that was nice. So I hope that helps. Simi, so Kentucky Lake and Louisville are the two places I know best. I'm actually going to be in Kentucky relatively soon, so I'll be making a Don'ts of Kentucky video and a Don'ts of Louisville video. So I will have more information for you in new videos before the end of the year about my time there. So I can't give you much now because I've been there a few times. I've driven through it quite a few times, but this is the one I'm going to be like making the real videos. So we'll have some stuff there. Oh, Tom, I know your pain. Hearing all this travel talk makes you want to travel so bad. I know, like lately I've been editing a lot of videos. I did a bunch of food videos. I did a what to eat in Hungary, what to eat in Belgium video. And it was just like, oh, I miss those so much. The food and the places.
He was really complaining the other day because he wanted Chinese food, like from China. And
yeah.
Like, we have really good Chinese food here too.
Yeah, but it's not like you see here.
student population from China, so we get a lot of good food. But anyway,
Yeah.
somebody was asking about Beaufort, South Carolina. There's, they said, oh, did you pull it up? Oh, good. No, not that.
No, I don't know.
Somewhere somebody wanted to know. So in Beaufort, so there's a lot around that area, but my favorite things to see, there's a house museum, and I feel like it starts with a V, like somebody Verder or Verdier. Anyway, it's cool. It's got a lot of good stuff like on the inside. And then there's the Robert Smalls burial place, and they do a good job of talking about enslaved peoples and good information there. And then you're not far from Hilton Head, Savannah. And one of my favorites is Defusky Island. Defusky is a really cool place. I don't know what's there anymore as far as like what you can experience, like as far as like tours and stuff. You may just have to wing it on your own. But Defusky is a really special place. In the Patriot, when they have, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Sorry, I was just making fun of Darren with his dad joke. The Patriot, yes, go on.
So in the Patriot, when he goes to find his family and they are there with a whole bunch of enslaved peoples, I think that they're trying to recreate Defusky. I mean, because it's like fiction and nonfiction mushed together, right? But there were a lot of freed people. The Gullah Geechee were in that area, and you will find really rich culture, and it's really awesome. And you're right across from Savannah. I mean, you are like, as the crow flies, you were like 20 minutes, but by road, it's usually 45. But it's a great area, and you'll really enjoy it.
Let's see. Bavaria in the fall is a great place to visit.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I've done that a number of times and had a really wonderful time. Just make sure you realize Munich during the Oktoberfest season. I think they canceled for this year, but during normal times, during the 2 weeks of October, like it can be stupid expensive to stay there. So you might want to stay at Nuremberg or Bamberg or Regensburg. But visiting the rest of Bavaria is amazing, so you'll be fine there. Quinn says, will people in other countries be mad if you travel to their country? No.
Due to COVID is in the next question.
Due to COVID.
Yeah.
There has been said that some people were, but I think in general, there's been so many jobs lost. There's having some tourists are there to actually spend money. And if you're not like being a jerk about being a tourist, I think it's okay.
Behave yourself.
Mm-hmm. Tom Platts, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend.
Thanks, Tom.
What cities do you think are overrated for a tourist?
Oh, we have a
Pisa, Italy,
Oh, good
and
Lord.
Brussels, Belgium are my two big ones.
I would agree with both of you.
Yeah, those are two big ones. I would say.
You and I disagree on this, but like
we disagree. I always agree with you because I love you. And
I would choose Herculaneum.
And I would choose Pompeii.
Yeah.
Because I like the big, large, huge thing that shows like the whole city.
But I feel like I got a lot more information out of Herculaneum, even though it was smaller. I felt like I got more insight.
Well, it's not overrated. It's just like that's one thing that some people don't always go for. So yeah. So Xavier asks, "Hey, what will your Halloween costume be?" I will be Rick from Rick and Morty, and Liam. I just ordered Liam's costume today.
Is he Morty?
No,
Oh.
I thought about doing that.
Is he
but
giving you a pickle?
He's 10. I don't think he should be doing Rick and Morty.
I don't really know what that's all about.
Yeah, pickle
I'm
Rick.
really talking out my ass, y'all.
So anyway, we went to Spirit Halloween today.
Okay, go on.
I
miss things.
Well, because we had
I was shut up.
He walked through. He was disappointed. He only found one thing he kind of liked was like a glow mask Halloween thing, and didn't have his size. He's like, I really want to be the Demogorgon. I'm like, dude, like that's like 2-3 years ago with Stranger Things. It hasn't been on TV for a long time. I don't think they're gonna have it. He's like,
so you found it. Long story short.
So long story short, he's like, well, could you order it online and look if it's there? So I found it online. I ordered it for him.
Hero.
And they only had it in size 12.
Yeah,
so
it'll
be fun.
I don't know what I'm gonna be. I usually don't
sexy.
know until
She'll be the sexy whatever.
If I
Ghost,
was going home,
sexy ghost.
If I was going to Savannah, it would be
sexy Savannah. Sexy vampire. That's what she is. No matter what she is, sexy. Sexy wife.
No.
Boom. Sexy traveler.
No. Will you shut up, Mark? Enough.
Hey, Kostas has a question.
Maybe he can tell you.
When
shut
is
up.
your next trip to the Southeast? Perhaps Virginia?
Oh my gosh! So I really want to go to UVA.
Dude,
and
that is a
explore
gorgeous
little bit
area.
more.
That is
It
gorgeous.
really is, and we haven't
Salzburg
really
is just
gotten
gorgeous.
enough time. So to the Southeast. So I'm gonna go for sure next month, and probably in January again, maybe sometime. I don't know. I need to go home. I think I need a Savannah fill soon. So soon.
So, yeah, Petra. Sorry.
I know 7 Petras.
I was trying.
Not counting the one in Jordan.
That sounds like. So, Rigiette, happy
Oh.
Independence Day to Tajikistan.
Yay.
Congratulations.
That's cool.
Let's see. Jocelyn, be a YouTuber for Halloween. There you go. Just walk around with a selfie stick and be like,
Oh God, I hate selfie sticks.
That's
like,
more Instagram. That's more Instagram stuff.
so bad.
Anyway. All right.
All
So
right.
we've been on for 2 hours. We got the
tired.
little ones. Well, the little ones are put themselves to bed now. They're not
Well, I did.
they're
go
not
up and
so
say
little as they
prayers
used
and
to
kiss
be.
them good night.
You are a way better parent than I am.
I know.
On that note, because I'm a jerk.
No, you're a way better parent in other areas. That is
That's
why we
right.
are together, yin and yang, baby. Mhm. All right.
Love it. All right, people. So happy travels, everybody. I know we only talked about fall travel and shoulder season travel for about 10 minutes because Josh was like, we hit that.
People had questions and we
I
need
know.
to answer them.
We do. And it's been really nice
And
to
if
get
you
back.
guys have specific ones, don't hesitate to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Walter's World, at Jocelyn Walter's World. You can find me on Simply Jocelyn on Facebook and the YouTube. Hugs to y'all.
You too, Nick. Thanks for putting
7
that, buddy.
shut-ups. Maybe we should have
Ronnie
one.
Dove, love you, brother. Good to have you on here. Chris Bates, good to see you. Bia, always a
Bye,
pleasure. Two
friends.
Travels, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you to our new and renewing members.
Buenos
Very-
noches, Henry.
Buenos. So those
Bye,
of you
bye.
who have joined us, don't forget to send your info in so that we can get you into the superheroes group because it's awesome.
Thank
Hugs
you.
to y'all.
Wait. I think Francis. Random question, but is it over the top to take my Renaissance costume after Europe with me for some awesome historical pics?
Oh, hell no, girl.
Dude,
do it.
these days
Are
with
you kidding?
Instagram, people kind of expect that. So you should be like, and when people take pictures of you doing it, be like, hey, hashtag Francis Burnett.
I was
Boom.
seriously starting to sew my own for the Jane Austen festival that I did not get to go to last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Night, Henry. Good night, buddy. Good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Until next time. Well, I guess we could answer one more question. So let's see. Is there anything? Good night. We're going to scroll back up and see if we can find one more question. Of course, now I can't find any questions. Because, I mean, it's hard to read Francis's one. That was pretty good.
Dun,
Let's
dun,
see.
dun.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, we're going to sign up soon. Dang it.
I don't see any question marks.
Oh, Maria, thank you. I'm glad we could help you with your trip.
There was something about Versailles. Versailles is always good.
Yes, I'm trying to find.
Mark, you're
Well,
just really killing the ending.
I'm
here.
sorry. Okay, I love you all. You all have a fantastic night. Be
Happy
good.
travels, kids.
Stay out of trouble.
Be
Make sure
safe.
you brush
Wash
your
your
teeth.
hands.
Wash
Don't
your
lick
hands.
people's faces.
No, don't lick people's faces.
No.
That's not good.
Social distance.
You'll be fine.
Wash your hands.
It will do well. So anyway,
Be well.
wish you all the best. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye, y'all.